I'm pushing the live button now, y'all.
That's funny.
Laughing at me.
Yes.
No, go back. You were so proud of that lighting.
Hey, y'all. We are live now here on YouTube. But you know how we do. Before we get everything started, I'm gonna have you all introduce yourselves in a few minutes, but we're gonna try it again tonight. First of all, I'm Tanya Dixon. Welcome to our IMITATES Live. We're live in the living room, y'all. Once again, we're doing our thing, and I'm gonna get a chance to, I'm gonna try it this week. We're gonna try to see if I can do it the right way with playing the opening of the show. Wish me luck. All right, here we go. Wait. No, we ain't ready yet because I started doing it without pushing the share screen. How about that? Okay, y'all ready? Okay,
No, my two went away.
Okay. Oh, can y'all see me?
Yeah, I can see.
My two went away. Some went home. Man, what the hell going on today?
Your screen went away? Uh-oh, y'all. Hold on a minute. Or I can get them together.
Man. This is ridiculous.
So we are live right now, Mike. We are live and we can hear you. Okay.
Whoops.
We are live and we can hear you.
Maybe here trying to be fancy, man.
You had all that sexiness going on with the music and everything. Okay. So let me see if I can do this the right way over here too. So Michael, you ain't the only one. I didn't even share the screen. I started opening the show without sharing the screen. All right.
Now all of my stuff gone.
Let me know. Okay, y'all, I'm gonna roll into the opening. Okay, here we go. We're gonna try it again this time, y'all.
All right.
Here we go. Nope, I'm sharing the wrong thing. Let me try this again, y'all, because I'm having some trouble over here myself.
Why they tell you not to laugh at people?
I know, right? Because
Tanya, you've been drinking what Michael drinking, right?
Because I had everything all queued up and cute and ready.
Yeah.
I see now what I did. Okay, we're gonna try to get third time's a charge. Here we go. I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back. Okay, y'all, we are back. If I could stop my music now. Okay, I'm back. I'm back, y'all. I'm getting there. You know why I was doing that? While I was tripping on, I saw a million different screens over here. I kept going to all kinds of stuff. So yeah, I struggled a bit, but we are here. We're here live.
Right here.
Live. Okay, we'll go ahead and have everybody introduce themselves. And on my screen here, I got Shannon and Jason at the top. So y'all go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hey, I'm Shannon. I'm also known as Element Rose. On my social media, Element Rose. I'm a painter. I'm an artist, graphic designer, one-stop shop, whatever you need.
What's up, everybody? My name is Jason. I'm known as One Code SOB on Instagram. And, just the typical country city boy. So
all right then, Jason, welcome. Bola.
Hi, I'm Bola. I am a spiritual recovery coach. I am an ordained life coach minister, and I mainly work with women. I help them to work on their identity, their relationships, and their mindset. It's all about going from pieces to pieces.
All right, Bola. All right, Miss Veronica.
Hi, everybody. I'm Veronica Joyner. I'm from North Carolina. I'm a member of Art Imitate Life Committee. And you need to get in touch with me. I'm a good listener. And check me out. You know how to get in touch with me.
All right. Zach. Zach, you there, babe?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah. My name is Zach. I'm a business owner. I'm doing trucking and on the driving school here in Atlanta. So anyone on the call can't drive, we can help you.
You know what? I might have some people for it.
Yeah, right. Well, we in Atlanta. A lot of people can't drive.
All right, we
Oh
know.
yeah,
Right.
and we do the D and people like Michael. You and your friends might be out drinking. We do DEI classes too.
Uh-oh.
All right, Michael, that's your cue.
Yes, it is. Greetings and salutations, everybody. My name is Michael. You know what I'm saying? I go by Michael Lee. Basically co-founder of Turn 'em Loose, motivation, inspiration, and education. So that's pretty much our thing, where we kind of specialize in a variety of things: resiliency, diversity and inclusion, leadership and development, things like that. Still in our infancy phase right now, but hey, we're trying to get it. So let's go on. Let's get it.
Betcha. Y'all, and I'm Tanya Dixon. Well, of course, the host of our IMITATES Live. Tandyland is the brand. So Tandyland, Tandy everything. So tandyland.com. We're filming video production, television, all kinds of stuff for years and years. And now we're doing this. And it's so strange for me going live again, because I haven't been live since my days in Texas many years ago, where we started off in community television. So I was used to all that, and then came to Atlanta and did broadcast, WB, and then we did Fox and everything. So I got a little rusty with my hands on the controls and stuff. So y'all bear with me while I try to get this all back together. All right. So tonight, what we're doing is, if you all have had a chance to look at the show, and please check us out here on YouTube. Tanya Dixon, of course, is the name of the channel, but we'll give you all that information a little bit later on if you just happen to catch us live. What we're doing in the living room is we like to take topics and we discuss them, and we hope that you tune in also and that you participate and you come into the chat, and eventually we'll have people come into the room and speak with us as well. So we have a few fun things that we want to start off with, and then we're going to do some of our more serious topics. Now, Shannon, I know over there I had you pull up a couple things for me. I kind of let the cat out of the bag just now. One of the things that we're going to talk about, but the other thing that we have not shown even the team yet. Can you share the screen? And we want to show this is something that is out there on YouTube. So YouTube, we're not coming up with stuff ourselves. This is something that's already airing on YouTube, and we want you all in here on the team and out there to look at this video and give us your thoughts about this particular video. It's a little out there. And
you need to enable my ability to share.
Okay, I'll do that right now. So we just want to have your thoughts about what you see, what we have here on the show, and just your thoughts in general. So just let me know when you are ready. And I actually need to pull up the YouTube channel myself so I can see who's over there on the chat. So I'm going to be doing that at the same time. Okay, hit your audio.
Oh, I've seen this one.
Lord, Jesus, take the wheel.
Okay. And for those of you all who don't know what's going on in that video there, that video is a Ghanaian pastor. Now, there's supposed to be some story behind it. And she is saying that I guess people can get blessings and all the men, if they suck on her breast, the holiness will come to them. And so she had a taker. He actually came up and he did the whole thing, as you all can see.
Oh.
Look at Michael.
Oh, okay.
Dope does a body good.
And so I just kind of wanted to see what you all thought about something like that. It's kind of tripped me out a little bit. So what did you all think about that?
That's a whole new saying to the pastor laying hands on you.
Yes.
There was another video out there that had a pastor that said you would get blessings if you suck on him too, but it was
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was telling her about the pastor that was on the beach that was like having all these.
No.
Oh my God.
Come get your blessings.
Amen.
That's too many things. So Zach, you said that's laying hands.
You know,
Yeah,
the pastors always saying they want to lay hands on you. So
Yeah, she laid hands and a few more things.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? I just want to share no other thoughts from y'all before we could move on and
I was just gonna say with both scenarios, that's the true definition of fluidity.
Ah,
Leave it
You
to
know.
Michael.
You know,
Yes. Well, Veronica just keeps saying, Veronica ain't said nothing but
Take the wheel, Jesus. Take the wheel.
That's a lot.
But
That's a
then,
lot.
you know what? There are a lot of videos like that out there.
Yeah, that's the first time I had seen that. I
Yeah.
got that on one of my like news breaks. I get these little news break clips all day long, and it showed up on my news break thing. So I was like, "Are you serious? This is really serious." And so that kind of tripped me out. I'd never seen anything like that before.
Oh,
But-
what did you watch on your news for that to pop up on your news break?
I know that actually popped up on my news break for real.
Well, what do you look at? That type
I mean-
of thing is in your circulation.
Well, see, I was looking at regular stuff, just like, you know, all kinds of events that popped out there.
But you know what?
Regular
Jared,
stuff.
it also depends on who else you know that looks at stuff will find. See, stuff like that. I know people
Mhm.
who always said stuff like that. Like there's
Okay.
another one with a pastor where he pours Coke. He washes people in their sodas. Another one, a pastor, the male pastor says if you want to get a wife pregnant, he
Uh-huh.
had sex with the person in front of so there are a lot of, you know,
man,
people.
I want to know what kind of church this is.
Those are called
not-
cults. Those are called
Huh?
cults.
All them going to hell with
Well,
just
no, people don't call them cults. People, and you got to
That's not what
realize
cults
that
is.
everybody's
That's a
looking
lot.
for something. And so
That's a
what
lot.
they do is they misplace their trust.
Okay.
And they put
That's
it
a
in
whole
men.
lot right there.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh my
there's a lot.
God.
Like with that video right there,
Uh-huh.
that's not even at a church. That's at some kind of party. So whether or not she's a true pastor, who knows?
Right.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this here. The gift of life was given to me through the succulent anatomy of the female species. So I'm gonna just tell you that. Breast saved my life.
Breast
born-
saved your life. All right.
I was born premature. I almost didn't make it. And the old folk told my mama when the doctor told her, take him home because you only got a few, more days left. And the old head said, baby, you need to go on, pull that thing out of that. You know what I mean? Give him some breast
Right.
milk. And so breast milk, whatever I was lacking, it came through the breast milk. And I'm 40 years old today. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh.
So I guess it was a blessing. It was
Yeah,
a
I guess it
miracle.
was too.
All right.
Drink it from your mama's own blessings.
Exactly. Exactly.
Walking up.
That part.
Spit it up. A grown man.
Hey,
That's a new one on me, y'all. I mean,
yeah,
I guess anything works. You know what? There's a lot of what the old wives' tales, and some of them are actually they work. Some of the old heads.
That's
You
not
know?
an old wives' tale. That is not
Okay,
an
we're gonna
old
say the
wives'
old heads' tale.
What head? What
I
head?
heard it's supposed to help with your allergies.
Burning hell to you, right?
Helps with your allergies. So I think
Yeah.
he's clearing up his allergies. That's what it is.
Oh, okay.
He's okay.
She
Y'all are
started, Tanya, she
Yeah.
started speaking in tongues, all right. That's
right.
He had a hold of her. The spirit had a hold of her through
Yeah.
him.
That just goes.
Okay.
It just goes
Okay.
against everything that you depending on where you come from. It just goes against everything traditionally. And so when you look, when we see it, we kind of disagree. You know what I mean? So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
While we're on the conversation of sneaky pastors, which I probably should not be bringing this back up about my hometown, but Texarkana made the news like a couple of years ago because we had a pastor that videos got leaked of him cheating on his wife.
Really?
So it was like going around.
Oh my gosh.
Like blessing a few ladies in the town.
Mm.
You never know, man.
Well, you know, we're in Atlanta. We have a lot of pastors that do a lot of stuff.
Hey, let me tell you about Atlanta.
Okay.
It's been many years ago. I owned a limousine company, and a friend of mine, she makes all the clothes for most of the big pastors here in Atlanta. The first ladies and the pastor. So we were doing a conference down in Orlando. So I guess I'll say it like this. I was handling all their transportation. The pastor and their family was at one hotel, and they said they was going to another hotel while the men's to do, their Bible study and pray together. And it was males and females there. Waiting in the rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But no praying going on over there. They were laying hands, but
I mean,
it was absolutely unbelievable. I couldn't believe, because a lot of them pastors I didn't know was gay.
Oh my gosh.
And it was unbelievable. They was there to 2:00 in the morning, having a ball.
Laying all kinds of hands.
Yeah, laying all kind of hand. They had the good book, and they had the good book in their hand.
Laying hands for Jesus.
The book of Kama Sutra.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah, but it was about 30 of them. I took them over to the hotel.
Wow.
Some of them stayed downstairs, but the majority of them already had pre-planned rooms upstairs. So they went upstairs and blessed their flock.
Yeah.
God.
What they say, be fruitful and multiply.
Right.
Oh my gosh. People are just
But let me back up. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't know what went on up there. Maybe they went up there and just prayed together. How about that?
You know
what was going on up there.
They were praying.
I know you went to
on
find
their
out.
knees praying already.
Ty, you know how I am. Nothing's going on around me.
Nothing's going on when you don't know about. You
them
gonna
people
find out
them people needed
another.
them people needed private counseling.
And so they had to have the people come upstairs for the private counseling. I got you.
Yeah.
I got you, Michael. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna move on to the next thing now. I just looked at this video and I kind of, like I said, it kind of showed what was going on. And there's a person, and some of you all out there, you probably know who this guy is. You've seen his videos and all. Some of you out there may be his fans even. Look at it, and some of y'all might just detest them or what have you. But I watched this video this week, and if we're talking about things that happened this week, this video was really on my mind. So we're going to just show just a little clip. Shannon, if you can pull that for me. I actually got it, but we know that when I'm touching stuff over here, I'm doing too many things. So let's play a little bit of this guy. You might recognize him, Kevin Samuels, and then we'll see from there.
Who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You got a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay. But if I looked at you and I took all that off of you, all the eyelashes and all the hair, what do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry?
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So what is your advice for women that...
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. People think most of us in the Black community need therapy, but you're not dealing with reality. I asked you about your child's father, and you couldn't answer me. But it doesn't sound like you're too proud of him. What kind of student is your child?
He's an A student.
Does he have any behavioral problems?
No, he actually got a YouTube channel, and he's trying
I
to.
don't need that. I don't need no. But where is it? But his daddy is still. If his daddy is alive, does he have a relationship with his father?
Yeah, he does.
Then what's your issue with him?
He's not business minded like my father and my uncle, and
Then why did you choose to make a baby with him before you got married?
Oh, damn.
young and dumb? I was 16.
Exactly, and that cost. See,
Yeah.
that
a
young
lot.
and dumb shit. Let me stop you right here. That young and dumb shit you black women throw out as if it's supposed to get. Listen and listen well,
Oh, no.
women.
Jeez.
Young and dumb is not a get out of jail free card. It doesn't go woof and change the fact.
Okay, I've had enough of him now.
You still.
You know, this guy, Michael had sent me this video. And when Michael sent this video, I was like, that's all I did. I was like, I can't believe this. And I didn't even get to the part. I couldn't even find the part in there where he said that she was a 5 at best, because I was rushing just now. But I wanted you all to hear that part. Michael, what you weigh in since you sent it to me. You weigh in first.
So I remember when I first saw it, and then you know me, I dig through the comments because I be trying to get the tea. You know what I'm saying? But now I was digging through the comments because you know I had my own opinion about it, but I wanted to see what everybody else had to say. And of course, women of the black community tore his ass up. You hear me? They got all in him.
Yes, they should.
And but then there were some women who, you know, advocated on his behalf. And then, you know, you had men that had, you know, mixed reviews as well. But, man, like, you know, my first thing would be, why, you know, she didn't even respond, or she didn't even snap, or she, you know, not necessarily that she had to snap, but most people when because he was, you know, insults. It came, for me, my perspective, it came across as kind of like an insult. But being objective, some people, it could be considered harsh reality, and you know, so I just feel like me and my personality. I feel like if you don't tell somebody something, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right.
And how he was saying it
was not right.
Was what would offended a lot of people.
He was saying it was hella rude. That's how I say it. Well, I mean, I figure before I give weigh in, anybody else want to start weighing in on what you felt about the video? And I think I sent it to some of y'all so that you could look at it all the way through. What did you feel about what he was saying, the message and the delivery?
I don't like it. I didn't like it at all. I would have gave him the business. I would have gave him the same medicine he gave to me. All the letdowns that he gave. Excuse me. I would have just told him what I had to tell him. The same, have little advice of the whatever he was, you know, disrespectful. I would have given it back to him.
Okay.
I don't like his attitude. I would have told him he was gay. I would ask him, where did he go shopping? With his clothes on is not right for him.
Oh, that's right.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy? That's what a lot of people say in the comments. That's what a lot of people are saying about that gentleman in the comments. I just want to kind of, you know, be the, you know, because if you live life and you agree with everybody, then what's the point? So I'm gonna throw a wrench out there. Miss Veronica, I just want to know why you would have gave him the business and for what?
First of all, he didn't. Because first of all, he didn't give her any advice. He put her down throughout the whole video. He didn't help her out at nothing. Then he tried to, he asked the girl a question. When she tried to answer it, he stopped her. Why? Why did he do that? Why is he gonna ask a question, then stop her, then let her finish?
The whole beginning of it that we didn't see was he had a disagreement day, and she pushed her way through and decided that she had a question, and he told her straight up, he's like, I'm about to use you as a learning tool, and completely proceeded to berate her and publicly embarrass her and break her down, brick by brick, in overanalyzing what she's looking for in a man, when really
I
she
bought her
was
for sitting there listening to him.
right.
I think it's more for shock. This guy's known.
Because I would have hung up. I would have hung
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Somebody was saying something. Somebody was in the
Jason,
background
you,
saying,
yeah, Jason, you're saying?
Yeah, I was saying that this guy's known for his shock value, right? He's known for these types of videos and berating women and telling them who they are and what they should look like and all these things. It's no more, you know, it's more like a what is it, a Maury Povich show when the lady comes up there with 6 baby daddies and none of them the father. They know what they're getting into. Appreciate it,
Right, exactly. You know, Bola, you go ahead.
Well, when I look at the video, like Shannon said, when she first came on, he told her what the show was about. She chose that she wanted her question answered. So what she did, she put him on a different mind frame. And whatever mind frame that person has is what you're going to get. So she should have backed it down, but she didn't. They were two both aggressive people working, going at each other. She has her own aggression. The way he talks, like Shannon's friend said, that's what he's known for. So when you get on a show like that, you already know what you're getting.
Right.
And then I also looked at the rest of his videos, looked at his channel. It's all about berating women. Why would you take advice from somebody who berates you? See, it's just an innate feeling we have that we don't feel good about ourselves until we're in front of somebody who puts us down.
Right.
That's what that's what me and Tanya was discussing.
Low self-esteem.
Right. So, you know, as a man who lived life and got experience, you can pick the weak links. You know what I mean? And I don't know how that conversation would have went if he'd have had a young lady or a female with a strong mind who wasn't gonna put up with that mess.
A lady with a strong mind would not. Number one, she would not have called him that date.
Right.
One, she would have listened to 1 or 2 of his videos and said, had enough of him. This man has over 250,000 views, subscribers. So what he's doing is not wrong. The way he's talking is not wrong. What is wrong is why are people sitting there listening?
We have comments from baby. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. It's Shanita.
Yeah, Shanita.
And she goes, who the heck calls in for verbal abuse? You picked the right one. Couldn't have been me. And then she said, he's not a certified counselor. Ladies and gentlemen, stop trying to get help from people who aren't certified. Hurt people hurt people. That's a lot like Dr. Phil. He's not certified either. Well, he was, but he's not anymore.
Right. And see, that's what I feel is that you can't just choose someone out of the blue because they have a show and you feel that because they have a show that they are a counselor, someone who could actually help you. I was really cringing when he was telling the girl that she was a 5 at best. I thought I was going to go crazy.
Yeah, I was a little hot.
My God. And when he was like, you're gonna make me say it, you're gonna make me say it. And then she called herself a 5. Hold on, let me see if this is Zach. I'm gonna mute him for a minute. Let me see if I can mute him here. But she kept calling herself a 5. And then she said she's a 6 when she's dressed up. And you're gonna say that on the show of a person who is known for speaking this way to women. That's when I was about to go out of my mind. So,
you were gonna go out of your mind because he called her a 5 or because she called herself
because she stayed on that phone there when calling herself a 5 without makeup and a 6 dressed up, and that that's what was driving me bananas. Is that
And Bola,
Hmm?
and I was gonna say, Bola, you know what we talked about previously. Most people when they think of themselves, they think highly of themselves, or at least they try, should or try to. But remember, it goes back to what we've been talking about on the last couple of shows when we say, why would she rate herself a 5? Because she is comparing herself to
Somebody. Yeah.
right media,
Mhm.
society, or whatever it
Mhm.
was that's been portrayed as beauty. And so when she look at herself and then she look at whatever her definition of beauty is, she's trying to assess herself to be whatever. And in by doing so, you got somebody with his type of personality that's gonna sit there and
have a good time with you?
But
right and
Michael,
give it to you.
you
Go
said
ahead.
something very good. She rated herself a 5. She wants a 10. She wants a man who has all of this. This man sees himself as a 10. So why would a man like that, or that 10 she wants, want a 5, if she sees herself as a 5 or a 6 on a good day? So in essence, that man was not telling her a lie or even talking to her. It was wrong the way he was, but the way he talked to her was putting her in her place.
Well,
Because how can you say you don't want somebody beneath you, but
mhm.
you're beneath a 10?
Right. Oh, okay. So, and her whole thing was like, when I date down, like that's the other thing that the audience isn't getting before.
Right.
Is
Right.
she was mentioning, she was like, when I date down, when I date down. Well, baby, why are you
Mhm.
dating down?
Right. And she kept saying she's dating down, but she's rating herself a 5, is 6 dressed up. And I was kind of
And
confused
she
about all
wants a
that
10.
too.
And she wants a 10.
Right. That was kind
Right.
of crazy. Well, sometimes I wonder if people like that, and this is just my feeling, that when they say that they're a 5 or a 6, if they're wanting the person to say, no, you're really a 9 or a 10. No, you have to know that first. You have to know that you're the 9 or the 10.
Well, because people try to be modest, and the reason they try to be modest is because confidence and conceit runs a close line in some people's viewpoint. So
Michael,
you can be confident as hell, but then it could be misconstrued as conceit, and nobody wants to be looked at as being
but
conceited.
Michael, when she says she dates down, what is that?
Right. I was confused about that.
Is that because? Well, I'm asking now. I'm asking the question now, but my belief is if she's dating down, and then she says she wants a man of that's on her level or higher, then ain't nobody higher looking at her. So she's kind of like she feels she has to, date down because she still has her wants, desires, and needs fulfilled. So she's dating down just to have something versus maintaining a solo status.
But then, like you said, if she's a 5, to date down means she's dating 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Hey, just because you a 5 don't mean you ain't got money. She just got to find the equivalent.
I gotta say this. I would say this, and then I want to wrap this up and go to our real topics. Remember when we talked very recently on the living room, and we had the question about weight, and we had one of our members that mentioned about when it comes to weight, what most men don't want and different things. And we talked about the cookie cutter woman and all that kind of stuff. Well, there's something that I didn't get a chance to say then, but I'm going to say now because it relates very much to what I see here. Sometimes, and I'm saying this because I have lived this, and I'm not just pulling stuff out of the air. There are some men out there who are living that double life. There's some men out there who are in the closet. There's some men out there who truly hate women because that ain't what they're dating. That ain't what they want. And so sometimes when I see men speak and act like that, I believe that closet door swinging open. I see your ass in that closet. You think I don't see you, but that's what I see him when I see these type of men talking to women like
R.
that.
Kelly had a whole song for it.
Yes, and that's what I'm thinking right there, is that sometimes when these people are speaking to women like that, it's their hatred because you want to be me. You are so, look at some of the pictures. We look at the pictures out there. Y'all got Google the pictures of the man. And the man, I don't want to put it up here because I'm going to go straight off if I do, but I believe in his spare time, he wants to be Bonita, you know, not Benny. He wants to be Bonita. And I'm just saying, go ahead, y'all.
All right then.
Somebody feels some type of way, huh?
Hey, I'm just putting it out there. See, I didn't say it before. I was acting nice on that last living room.
Cold. I mean, we'll take some shopping. He needs to find somebody to help him go shopping. So them clothes that ain't working for him.
Hey, all the things Veronica said, he need to find somebody to help him go shopping. Man. You know what I mean? So let me ask this.
Because I don't know, my screen went black.
Oh, okay, we can still see you, but you could, if you need to go off and come back on, we'll be here.
So I'm gonna ask this question. Like I said, I'm throwing spears tonight.
All right, throw them.
Okay.
So do it have to be that they live in a double life, or could it be maybe they was mistreated, abused, hurt, or anything like that? Could it be anything?
It can be that too. I mean, it's just, I was really going on about the venom, the amount of venom that he had. I have seen guys do this before, and I'm gonna tell this story too, because I only gave a little bit of what I was gonna say just now. I lived in Austin, Texas, and when I lived in Austin, that's when I learned about homosexuality in the gay community, because my neighbors were gay, and God bless them, they taught me a lot. And they used to have parties, and they would call me up. They're like, "Bitch, get over here." I'm like, "What y'all doing?" And they're like, "It's like, we having a party." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, let me put on some clothes." They're like, "Nah, bitch, ain't nobody looking at you." And so they would have me come over to the house, and they didn't care how I was dressed. So I would be there, and I would see men there at their parties that would be in the community. Off my glasses so I could say this. They would be in community with their women. And voices all deep and, being with their women and being the manly thing. But I see them at that party and they were girling it up. Acting all sweet and everything. And I'm telling you, I love myself a good Judy. So anybody out there think I'm talking about homosexuality down and anything like that? No, honey. I have always had a lot of friends that were in the gay community. But
be able to be who you are.
Yeah, definitely that. But that in the closet thing, and a lot of these guys, my friends invited me to the house with one specific purpose. They wanted me to know about men on the down low. And that's why they were like, "Beach, get your ass over here," because they wanted me to see it. Okay.
No,
that's because when she say that, I mean, anybody, man, look, I would say this, people have encountered, a diverse group of people, man, whether they, whatever their personal beliefs are. The reason I'm laughing so hard is because I've seen the people that she's talking about.
Yeah.
I know some folks that she's talking about, you know what I mean? And then now, even in the military, when they took away the don't ask, don't tell, instituted a new policy, then shut down the policy and then reinstituted the policy. It's people that came all the way out, and you should see, for folks who are in the community, you should see the weight lifted off their shoulder just for being able to be free, right? You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? And a lot of people that I've seen just happen to be, men or males being able to be who not having to hold a falsified version of themselves. The first thing they say is "bitch," right?
No, honey, it ain't bitch. It's beach. It's beach.
Right. So that's why I'm laughing so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because and yeah, man, you gotta be who you want to be, man. I mean,
I'll tell you, I love that about my friends who taught me a lot. And any person who walks in their truth, whether you're gay, you're straight, transgender, anything, as long as you walk in your truth, I'm good with that. And I've had a lot of gay friends over the years. I'm a heterosexual woman myself, but I do not judge, and I've learned a lot, and I'm really grateful that they decided to teach me, especially about men on the down low. And I remember I was telling Bola just this yesterday or so, one guy who I know was in an off and on relationship with my neighbor. They had some type of a ship going on all the time. And I saw this guy out at a concert with his girl, and he was all deep voiced and everything, and he would not look at me at all. I sat in the row right in front of him at a concert, and he would not look at me at all. So I'm glad I learned about that when I was living in Austin. So by the time I moved to ATL, I can start to spot some things, because ATL is a down low type of city.
So based off of your experience, when you see the gentleman that's doing what he's doing on this show, you're basically saying you see some tendencies.
I see some tendency. I see some hatred. I'm seeing some questions in my mind as to why you're going so hard on the women like that. Is there something in your life that you're dealing with, or are you just trying to get subscribers? It could be a little bit of both.
Both. I think, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What if it's
pocket for that?
Right.
What if it's the honest truth or the harsh reality? What if it's just, some people have their friends that don't sugarcoat nothing. What if he's just that person that's not going to sugarcoat it for you and give it to you real raw and uncut?
The reason I don't particularly care for his channel, when you look at his channel, that's all it is, bashing women. The title is about bashing the woman. But he forgot. He came out of a woman. I don't care how. Some woman birthed him. You cannot bash a woman.
Right.
You cannot bash anybody's walk.
Right.
He's got to come to terms with who he is and what he's gone through in life. And
so at some point, at some point, he's going to have some type of go, Veronica, what you say?
I wonder if he has a significant other.
Well, remember, he said that he can get all the young girls. All the young girls are trying to get at him. I don't know if the girls are getting at him, but somebody might be getting
little
at him.
Boys, maybe, but I mean,
say it.
But you know what? Because I met and knew this other guy. Men like that go for much younger women in their 20s.
And I think it's a reason too.
They need control.
They need control, and they need. Remember, it goes back to the original point, the arm candy. Because that ain't what they want anyway. They probably treat her like, he probably treats her like a child.
Yeah. They have issues.
Yes.
Because if anybody will realize that your mother carried you, however long she carried you, she gave you life. Your father, even though you may call your father no good, he is the reason you are here. So in essence, we have to have respect for both our parents.
That's right.
You don't have to love them, but you have to respect. If it wasn't for them coming together, you will not be here.
They were that part of the journey, your journey to get back into this vessel. So yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is why we have Mother's Day and Father's Day, which is fast approaching. So if you have not,
those commercial holidays, here they go. Me and Bola had a conversation the other day. We ain't gonna talk about that one. We're gonna save that one to another side.
Okay.
But I want to move on to our topic, and this topic again was inspired by Michael, because Michael asked this question the last living room. He brought this up, and I decided I'm going to add to it just a little bit. So Michael said he kept hearing the different women say this all the time. He says, why do women say there's no good men? And so I added to it just a little bit. I said, why do men say that women are looking for the perfect man? So that is really our topic for tonight. And of course, again, Michael, since you kind of, you brought it to the table, I want you to start off telling us why you brought that to the table. What is it that you were hearing, with women, and they're passionate about saying that there's no good men?
the reason the reason I asked that question, raised that question is because I do hear it a lot. And I hear it, doing the things, the job that I do, I travel the world. And so I hear it, not just in the States. I hear it in Korea. I hear it in Germany. I hear it, in the Middle East. I hear it everywhere, and it's like, man, all over the world ain't no good men, and first thing you hear is it's somebody for everybody. But then you got a lot of people that's saying that they don't have, they don't have a good man. So, why isn't it? And then so now it makes me ask, well, what are you looking for? What's your definition of good? And I can only go off of me, right? The type of person I am, I'm like, gee, I'm here. You know what I mean? I've dated, I've been married, what I'm saying? I've remarried and everything else. And so I'm, I'm here and I'm existing, and I know the type, how I was raised, what I'm saying? I know the type of man that I am. So when you say there are no good men, and then they don't specify, they generalize, and then when you have the conversation, of course, I'm talking with women who's voicing their opinions and their, and everything about it. Well, y'all, and I get this right here, what I'm saying, and y'all, and I'm like, you know what I mean? And so then I find myself on the defense because, just like, like when I hear the term strong Black woman, I got my personal feelings about that phrase and that term and where it comes from and so on. But then so then I'll turn around and say, well, shit, I'm a strong Black man. I don't know what you're used to, but if it was up to me, I'm gonna show you something different. You know what I mean? So when you say y'all, stop generalizing. And when you generalize, you start putting good people that would probably advocate on your behalf back into a corner to where they probably grow some discontent towards you or dislike your conversation because, well, that's negativity. When what's really going on? What's wrong with you? You know what I mean? And I think Bola brought it up the last time, one of the last the shows, when she was talking about people with their internal issues and things like that, as to what's wrong with you, to the point to where you saying you can't find nobody. But what the hell are you looking for? Where you going? Who what crowd what crowd are you going into?
Yeah.
Right. And then I'll leave it at that, because that way the rest of the group can speak on it. But like that's just kind of where it comes from. And it's like, I find myself in these conversations, and then I find myself going into the history of how and why men are the way they are, and then women are the way they are. And let me be specific, Black men and or Black women. And I kind of go into the history of that. That's why I said I have my own viewpoints on it. But I'll pass the mic at this point.
Okay, who wants that one first? Because I'm going to put this out there. When Michael was saying that about the women saying there's no good men, and I'm wondering what they're qualifying as a good man, whether he's got the right job, the right income, how he is intimately. I mean, what is the qualification? That, to me, I don't understand either why some people generally put that out there. And are they under the mindset that all men are dogs? And so that's what it sounds like to me, is something has happened in their world that they're not, either don't know what it was, or they're not taking responsibility for what it was. And that's why they, generally speaking, all men are dogs, or men are, there's no good men and things like that. That's what I'm feeling in my head. What do y'all feel?
I raised a white flag.
I
I used to be that person. I really did. I guess I would look at what somebody else had, and I wonder, well, I can't have that. I need that. I want that. I want that right there. I want that in a man. But then when I get with that man, that's not what he is. And then he becomes the dog. But what women really, what we have to realize, it's not what's in them. How can I say this? How am I gonna put this? it's not what's it's what you make the relationship. It's what you make it. I was out there looking for, a man that, like, girl says 6 figures, or I was a military, I'm a military brat. So I was looking for somebody that was in the military that's going to provide for me for the rest of my life. This, that, and the other. But when I met the guy that I'm with now, I never thought, he don't have no job. He's on disability. And it's not what the money is. Money ain't what makes the relationship. It's how you what you put into the relationship, how y'all treat each other.
Right.
We have been through our ups and our downs for 11 years. And I wouldn't trade this man for nothing in the world. He is my perfect guy.
Right.
Like I said, he doesn't have his own house. He doesn't have his own car. He don't have $1 million. It's the way he treated me. He treats me like I'm his queen. From sun up to sunrise, each and every day.
All right.
So I don't understand. I understand what they're talking about, but you have to get there and search for that man. You have to get with a person and really sit and talk, with that person to know if he's perfect for you. Might be perfect for nobody else. He might not be perfect in somebody else's eye, but he's perfect in my eyes.
Okay. Bola, you got something? Because I have a view that I want to share.
Well, I got a couple of things.
Okay.
I missed the toast. I missed the toast that was going on. My bad, pimp. I tried to toast with you, but I was a little late.
Why do women say there are no good men out there? You ask most women, well, what is it you're looking for? They really don't know.
Right.
There's this what knight in shining armor that we grow up with, and that's what we're looking for. But does that knight in shining armor exist? And if it exists, does it exist in your world?
Right.
Oh, at some point in time, you
have to look for it.
Right.
No, but now you may have to look for it, but sometimes you will never get that man who makes that perfect money, who has a perfect job, or who knows how to treat you, because everybody is an individual coming with their own story. So you cannot find, that Snow White that we saw where he kisses a frog, or whatever he kisses and she wakes up.
Yeah, don't kiss me while I'm asleep.
They about to cancel his ass too with everything that's going on. But go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt, Bola. Go ahead, baby. You was making a good point. Go ahead.
So when you ask a lot of these women, they really don't know. A lot of these women also have daddy issues. So they want the man to come in and take care of all their issues. No relationship is meant to take care of your issues. You are to take care of your own issues. You bring something. The man brings something, the woman brings something to the table. When people
somebody.
When women, especially women, say there are no good men out there, that's another myth.
Right. That's an ego.
What's good for you is not good for somebody else.
Right.
You may say you can't. Go ahead,
so my question would be, what's the definition of good? And I've seen this personally and witnessed this, where even in past relationships that I've been in, where a woman would be with me I'm old fashioned, you know what I'm saying? I'm an 80s baby, and my dad and them, they the ones that, that love saying, I got to take the check home to mama. You know, they go work all day and make $3,000 and give $2,500 to the wife and keep $500 just so they can have a little play money and go buy some beer or whatever else, right? Right. And then they'll be like, well, ain't no good man out there, and this, that, and the other. What's your definition of a good man? And then when you do have somebody that's doing so, because you've been in whatever situation you've been in, or because you have whatever issues that you may have, and I don't want to say issues as a negative, but you know, but just whatever you're dealing with. Let me rephrase that. Whatever somebody may be dealing with, it comes across as this person ain't doing whatever. But I've witnessed them compare while in a relationship, compare our current situation to somebody else's situation, and then they raise that question, well, why we don't do this? Such and such and them do this. And for me, as a man, if you want to piss me off to the highest level of pissivity, compare me to somebody else when I know I'm busting my ass every day to make sure that you have everything you want. As well, you know.
Michael, a lot of people idolize things. We think we only idolize money. We idolize our pastors. We idolize our job. We idolize other people's relationship. I want my relationship to be like that relationship, and then it will be perfect. You don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You don't know what face or mask that person is putting on when they go and be in front of somebody.
Mass personas, mass personas.
I got some questions though. Okay, in my findings, and I just gotta ask some questions for folks out there. I ain't trying to pick, y'all. I'm not trying to pick.
Oh, go ahead. Throw them spears, bro. Throw them spears. You gotta throw them spears.
Okay. When I hear people say it, sometimes I wonder, is the question, is there something wrong in your world and you messed up? Did you put too much in and you didn't get what you wanted back out of that one person that you were with? And now you disillusioned because you put so much in and you didn't get back out. And instead of knowing that that was the wrong person, you can't pick up and move on and find someone who's better suited for you. I'm asking myself, is that there where they get the whole all men are dogs? Because they put something in. Yeah, they put something into somebody who they probably knew inside was not the one.
I can speak.
Women love to change men.
Stop it. I don't need this kind of talk in my life tonight.
A man is a hunter. Women have to realize a man is a hunter. The way a man comes to you.
Get out of my house. Get out of my house right now.
Yeah.
No. Come on, Pimp. Come on, Pimp. Don't leave me here. Don't leave me here solo, Pimp. Come on, let's go.
But Bola spends some knowledge right this moment, because that is the key right there. That's the one thing that people forget. The man is the hunter.
Listen, this man has,
and he will get what he's gonna get what he wants. Even if it means playing you, the woman, he's gonna get. All he knows is to hunt.
Right.
So look,
for him.
So look here, like we said, I forgot who I was. I have so many conversations in the day, but I do, man. You know, I talk a lot. You know, you probably can tell, right? So, not
at all, brother.
Not at all.
Right? Like, yeah, whatever. Okay, look, I done heard all the jokes at work. So, but she hit something on. She hit on something that I've been saying since a kid, and that same thing that she said keeps coming up. People, now I don't want to even, it's not a woman, it's not specifically a woman, it's a man and a woman. Whenever they go into a relationship, right, and they look at somebody, they already see something, signs, or, you know, symptoms, whatever the hell you want to call it, and then they say, oh, she got everything, you know, except for this, except for this. And then the first thing they say, but I can change that. No, you can't change a damn thing, right? Go ahead, bro.
80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule. If it's 80% of what you want, you're gonna have to accept that 20%, because you're gonna be happy with that 80%.
Right.
I,
See
you
what
know,
I'm saying?
I say the opposite. That 20%, that 20% you don't like, can you accept it if they never change it?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's something you have to accept.
Mhm.
So for example, I just one of the videos we use when I'm teaching resiliency, we show it's a couple and blah blah blah, and they looking at the guy and then they realize that he dip or he smoked. Girl, he's fine. He's fine. Like he whatever. Like they fine. And then he's this. Oh, but he dip or he smoke or whatever the case may be.
Or
And then
he's dumb.
girl, right, girl, I can change that. I can change that. No, you can't change nothing. And that's the conversation. Well, we that's the thing that we teach or that's we expound on. You can't change anything in somebody else. And Bola spoke on it earlier. Change has to come from within,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
And the only thing you and I think Shannon, I think you said it last time, that you can only support and accompany someone through change, but actually changing them, you can't. You have no role in that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've learned that myself in a relationship, thinking that I can make somebody's situation better just by being a provider, and a protector and procreation and all that stuff. Like I said, I'm old school. Sorry for using terms that may be outdated. Right. But I'm sitting here like I'm doing all of this. I'm trying to make you happy. I'm doing all of this. I'm trying to make you happy. I'm doing this. I pay the bills. I do this. I do this. Everything, at least from my perspective, that I feel that I was raised to feel like a woman wants and needs from a man, I'm fulfilling them. And then it doesn't happen. And then I realize as I grow older and get educated that, man, that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. And I got one of my good friends taught me that phrase, hey man, that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. And until we accept that, go ahead.
But then you got to take it into consideration that the people that you attract into your life are a reflection of you. So what is it about you that allows these people to be attracted into your life?
Right. Go expound on it. Don't stop there. Keep going, girl.
Well, I mean, like that's what I've been focusing on in therapy right now, because like y'all know, I've in the past shows I've told you I've dated ain't shit men. All right, but that doesn't mean that all men ain't shit. That just means that the people that I've gone and looked for have turned out not to be on my level for who I need them to be, and that is mainly because, like I've told y'all, I have the savior. Like they're the baby egg, and I'm trying to make sure that they stay safe, instead of making sure that myself is taken care of first.
Wounded bird, what's wounded bird syndrome, and then like that one thing, Aesop's fables. I don't know if y'all remember that.
I do.
Aesop's fables. When it's the hunter and the snake. Right, the hunter and the snake, and then the hunter goes and sees a snake that's messed up, and then he goes and he takes it and he raises it, or he nurses him back to health. And then the snake turn around and bite him. And he says, right, and while he's dying, he's like, hey snake, why'd you bite me? He's like,
that's just my nature.
You knew I was a damn snake when you picked me up. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And
well, you know what?
The same thought process, but then you have to step back. Like I had to step back, especially when I started therapy after everything happened, and be like, okay, what about me is accepting this bare minimum as being enough when I know that I'm more than what is being brought to the table. So that's what I was saying. Like it becomes an ego issue because we look at it as, oh, that's your problem. That's not me. I'm the shit. As opposed to looking at ourselves and being like, what is it about me that is attracting this type of energy into my life? Is it because like I'm hurt and I want to help hurt people? Then I need to make sure that I'm healed so I can attract healed people.
Okay. Well, you know what, y'all, what I'm going to do is I am going to bring in the other side of the issue about what men might be saying too. The men might be saying, hey, why are these women out here always looking for the perfect man? And they're talking about, hey, why these women have all these lists of things that they want? Why don't they want me close to my child's mother? They know I'm making good money, but that's not enough. And they're looking for a man that's a good provider. That's not enough. What do you feel on that side where
They
there
looking
are
for
men?
they looking for men that's 6 feet tall and I'm 5'6". It's not enough.
It's your girl 5'4" and under.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all can sneak into the movies together. It's all right.
So somebody to throw up under your arm, you know what I'm saying? I got what you're saying. But the thing
Don't wear
is,
heels tonight, baby. It's all right. You good.
Put them
But
damn
do-
flats on tonight. Put them flats on.
We only wear slides in this house.
Right.
I got you.
I got paid today. Put them flats on. I need to feel macho. Come on. So,
but on the real, are there guys out there that are feeling that women are wanting too much too? You know, so you got the women saying that there's no good man, and you got the men saying that, hey, these women they just want a perfect man and they just want too much. What do you feel about that side of the game?
That's those women that like that go for those basketball those basketball players, them football players, sports, you know, just that's those type of women that like money, gold diggers. So I feel like
Whoa. Just because we want somebody with money doesn't mean we gold diggers. I got my own money.
I mean,
That your account matches mine, okay?
You said you want to match up.
I wanted that too.
I just want to match.
I wanted that too. But as I got older, I felt like, you know, hey, I wanted this, and this. But when I felt like I won't never going, let me rephrase that. I have a best friend, and she's an RN, and her husband, he works for Coca-Cola plant, and he's been working there ever since he got out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And he's 53 now. So they living their life, you know, together. And that's what I wanted.
Uh-huh.
But I figured, why keep chasing something that I know I'm not going to get? So therefore, I just turned around and said, Lord, just send me what you have for me, because I know you got somebody out there for me. Mm-hmm. And that's when I met my fiance. That's when I met my half. Like I said, he doesn't have. He don't have a job.
It wasn't necessarily that you were chasing something that was out of your reach. I think it was more that you held the expectation. And when you come to like manifestation and practicing manifestation, one of the biggest lessons that you have is to let go of expectation. So once you let go of expectation, that's when you're able to attract the things that are meant to be in your life.
Shannon, you said two things, because I didn't get to say it during the last segment. The first time when you closed up the last segment, I wanted to say, so are you saying that people have to hold themselves accountable? Mm-hmm. Right? And that's what it is, accountability, right? Mm-hmm. When you realize your own shit stink, you know what I mean? You right?
My last name is Rose, but that don't mean I smell like roses.
You know what I'm saying?
Not all the time.
Right. No, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. But back to what Veronica was saying, and what kind of what both of y'all was touching on is like those expectations. You know what I'm saying? And I've grown into it. I don't expect nothing from anybody, because when you have expectations, you get let down. And that's just from my own experience of everything that I've been through. Right. But based off of what Tanya, the question that Tanya brought up, I hate to get nerdy on y'all, but that just goes back to Maslow's in psychology, his hierarchy of needs, right? People have their own needs. Like people need certain things, or humans, that's the, like they say, theories.
You need shelter, you need family, you need love.
Right, security, safety, and then as you go up, self-actualization is at the top of the pyramid. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But in order to get there, you need, certain things to help you get there. You know what I mean? And so for physiology, safety and needs, love, esteem with oneself, and then you get to the point of self-actualization. And like I said, I hate to nerd out on y'all, but like when somebody say ain't no good men out there or ain't this and ain't that, it's based off of their specific perception of their needs. So my wants and needs is different from, you know, a young lady's wants and needs. And unless we sit and talk about that and put that out on the table, we are blindly trying to support each other. And guess what? Ain't neither one of our water bottles being filled in the hot desert.
It ain't gonna work.
Right.
I got a question.
That could be a dry.
Are a lot of these like Bola, you've touched upon it before, the Cinderella story, the Cinderella Syndrome. There's a lot of things that are dropped out there from women when we're young girls of how this you know, the lost slipper and the Prince Charming, and we live our lives looking for that, and the wedding is the big ball and you want to be Cinderella for the day and all this other stuff. Is that what happens there? But at the same time, there's guys that looking for that bad bitch who, you know, perfect body, perfect this, perfect that, caters to him and everything. Are we just under some crazy illusions when it comes to building real relationships?
And I was gonna, like you said, Tanya, I was gonna say a lot of people, it's false. We live in a false world. We put our standards based on somebody else's standards.
Right.
Yep.
And we go through life not really even knowing what our standards are.
Right.
Right.
You can find that man. There are a lot of men who like to take care of their women, who do exactly what the woman wants. But are you that type of woman who can take that from a man, receive?
Right.
You know, and a lot of people.
And that's a whole other thing, is you've got to be able to allow your ego to lay down long enough to have someone do something for you. That's something I'm learning too.
Yeah.
Because
time.
And I'm still learning, yeah.
Yeah.
Because early in age, you know, you look at, you know, a lot of the kids look at the music videos and all these Instagram models. Oh yeah, my girl got to look like that. You know, that is not a real picture of what a woman looks like. That's Photoshop, that's edited. You know, it's no real woman out there that's looking like that. So they chasing this dream of what a woman is supposed to be like by looking at these images online. And I think that when you get older,
women also chasing
right.
what they're supposed to look like. That's why that man was able to talk to that woman the way he did.
Exactly. Yep. And why do women feel, back to that point that you're making there, Bola, too, and then also Jason, right? And what Jason was saying, these images that are put out there, why do people feel that that is something, when they see someone on television, on some type of screen, that is the model for them, or that is the person that they need to seek for advice? You know, like I said a little while ago, people can talk to you any way that you allow them to speak to you. And that's how that guy was getting away with things, because he had a low self-esteem individual who had not built herself up, who had not found her own foundation and allowed that to happen. Why is it that we do that we're so into these images out here to build who we are?
He or she who controls the media.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I think the beginning of it really started with like modeling back in the day, and like Playboy. When Playboy came out, you know, and I think, and I'm not blaming Playboy. I love me some Playboy. I worked at a porn shop for a while. I'm into that whole side of the world. I like that side of the world. It's a fun place to be in.
Bad girl
Shannon.
But
I'm saying like when you
what do you think?
No, that's a whole private drawer. I already escorted him out of my house in my mind. Don't worry about it. But you know, like, damn, you got me.
She's blushing over there. Oh,
she can't get her out.
Won't y'all go on and close that camera and y'all go ahead and take care, you know.
Got me all thrown off.
I ain't gonna
Right.
be invited
Go
back.
back to where we were. What were we saying?
You were talking about the Playboy.
Oh yeah, okay.
Not knocking.
So like they have that idolization of women and that sexualization of women that for so many years it's put into society's head that we are meat. Like I can't tell you how many times like people are so surprised. I tell them, I was like, I don't go out to eat by myself. I try not to go shopping by myself. I'll go get to the grocery store and come back. I'll do my little errands and come back. Because when I'm out in public, men have the audacity to do the craziest shit. I mean, I'll be out, if I go out eating by myself, somebody will either watch me or they'll sit down with me. So it becomes like this thing that women become idolized and we're looked at as objects instead of as actual people. And that's where society starts
And
falling.
I think that's
Shannon, can I say
the
something
whole
about
breakdown.
that?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Shannon, you have to take back your authority. Because when men do that, it eats away at your authority.
It does. It makes me scared. It scares me.
And then before you know it, you mistrust. You not only mistrust people out there, you also start mistrusting the people in your life, the men that come into your life. So you have to take back your authority. If you want to go shopping, if you want to go eat by yourself, because I had to do that one time. I finally had to go to the store. I went to a restaurant and eat by myself.
Yeah, you can ask Jason. You can ask Jason when I first moved down here. I would not go grocery shopping by myself. Like I would call him and be like, will you go grocery shopping with me? Because I was so scared to go. But I was also leaving an abusive relationship before I moved down here. So there was like multiple layers of me just being so scared to put myself out in a public situation because I thought A, one of his family members would find me, or B, a man would come out of pocket and, you know, snatch me up or something like that. And that's still a huge fear in the back of my head.
Yeah, that has happened to me when I was young. A lot.
Jason,
and I was
Jason was about to say something.
Yeah, Jason,
I wanted to hear what he had to say.
I lost my train of thought.
Look at that. He's making jokes about toys and shit. He went somewhere else.
No, but he was about to say something about the subject of based off of what Shannon had said earlier.
Oh, yeah. So what I was gonna say is I think a lot of that comes from the breakdown of the family structure of seeing your dad treat your mom with respect and everything. Because if you don't see that and you watch these images on TV of how you know big pimping and shit, big pimping and stuff, and you take on that as reality. So you start treating women with
And you want that
type of
image.
respect. Yeah.
Right.
And you know, these ain't nothing but objects, objects for me to, to have sex
trade,
with,
to trade
with. But if you had that level of I don't know, that just that family structure where you can see
if it's not ingrained.
Yeah, where your dad loves your mom, he's
right
her feet, running her bath while they're making her, treating her right. In those guys that I would say majority of those guys that do see that aren't those guys that coming up to you, hey baby, trying to grab on you and grab your arm and stuff.
Right.
Them
the ones
that way.
Them the ones that's asking you for permission to give you a compliment.
Exactly.
But you know what? What I like to do. What I like to do is, we talk about the problem and you're actually kind of giving some solution. I think that I like to leave people with always a way to travel forward, because it's very easy for us to talk about the problems. What can we do about the solutions for people who say there's no good men, or there's solutions for men who say women just want a perfect woman, or solutions for people who feel like talking about the video earlier, that they have to lean on others to tell them who they are. What suggestions do we want to leave these people with all the subject matter tonight in our last part of our discussion here to kind of help them out a little bit? Like I said, that the problem is easy, discussing the problem is easy, but let's get to some solutions. What do y'all think?
The biggest thing that you can do, especially when it comes to like looking at a relationship that may have failed or where you feel like you did dirty, because and I hate to keep referencing things that I just went through, but I mean, I'm telling you, like
It's
my
your
most
history.
previous relationship, like I was out a good amount of money. I took care of everything. I ended up going through some trauma near the end of it. You know what I mean? And I was kind of stuck out by myself. But the biggest thing that you can walk away from is to not hold or place blame on other people or even place blame on yourself. You've got to take it as a learning experience and and especially like with me, I recognized a pattern with my ex. So it's very important to like step outside of ego and start looking at what maybe your pattern is, or like look at yourself instead of just trying to focus everything that has been damaging you and gone wrong in your life on other people. And I mean, and I'm coming from a place of like I'm coming from a place of like, you know, R's and like, you know, a bunch of abuse and stuff. So like, I'm coming from a place of a survivor. And it's not that I'm saying like, I should take responsibility for the situations that I put myself into. It's more of like, if I don't allow myself to step away from the situation and make me stronger, it's only going to destroy me and make me angry. And I don't deserve to hold those emotions. I deserve to be happy. And that's what you need to come at the end.
I got you. Can I say this when it comes to, we're talking about the images out there, that people need to learn that what they see on television is entertainment.
Right.
And to know the difference between entertainment and what is reality.
Right.
You know, because we've seen it in comedy, different comedy movies, sketches, or what have you, when a woman starts taking off everything, you know, she's taking off her hair, her makeup, her this, her that, and then she becomes this other person, right? Well, because they do it for entertainment, but in reality, we're actually doing that, not just cosmetically, we're doing that looking at somebody on the air somewhere, thinking that they have some type of skill set of being a counselor for us, some type of image that we need to you know, model ourselves after, and when in reality, we need to get to know ourselves. I think the biggest problem for me is that a lot of people have yet to know themselves and get to see who they are, and that they are lovely inside. God doesn't make any mistakes, you know, whatever you call him, Father, Yahweh, Yeshua, or whatever you call him, he doesn't make mistakes, you know. And so,
the Alpha and Omega,
right,
the beginning and the end. You know what I mean?
And so people are not looking at that too, that, you know, that they are a being that's here. They might be in a vessel that they don't really like, that they may not think is that attractive, but everybody's got something about them. Have you ever seen people who are not very physically attractive, but oh my God, they got the charisma of the world and makes them the most attractive person ever? And, and they need to learn that too, that if they're not to themselves visually, I guess you would say physically and visually pleasing, that there's something else about them that somebody really loves and enjoys.
Exactly. I tell people all the time, you know, like some people, because of what I post on social media, they think I'm cocky and stuff like that. But you know, especially like coming out of what I came through, I tell people, I was like, if I don't think that I'm a goddess and I don't treat myself as such, you're not gonna think that. You're not gonna think that.
Right. If you don't think it about yourself, if you don't think it about yourself, nobody else is going to think it for you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
you know what?
Yeah.
That serves a purpose, because those ones that's looking to take advantage of you, they're going to stop at the gate. She's too cocky, you know, because they can't take advantage of you if you have that mindset about yourself.
Right. And if you go back to, I think somebody said it earlier, and this is not just men. This is human, period, right? Right. It's what they say: either be eaten, killed, or be killed. Right. It's their predatory response, right? And you know, people right. People look at lions and people look at lions and cougars and all of that other stuff and cats, you know, or the animalistic world. think about this. Animals respond and kill and do whatever they do for food purposes, for survival purposes.
Right.
And when people say, oh, they took advantage of the weakest link, that's because there's less risk.
Right.
Right? That's because it's less risk. I can fight a full-grown person, or I can fight this little calf over here. That's less risk. That's survivability. If I fight a full-grown bull, I could get injured, I could get hurt, or I could die. I don't get back to my family. But if I go ahead and take over here, I get a little bit of food. The kids get to eat. I get to eat. Everybody happy. Right? That's survival instinct, right? But then, so in that whole complex of doing so, humans, and people always say, oh, humans, we've elevated ourselves above animals and so forth and so on and so forth. But we still have that connection with nature, and a lot of things that we do are instinctive. So if anybody is hunting, right, they're gonna look for the weakest link, right? They're gonna look for the weakest link, and then once they find the weakest link, they're gonna capitalize on it. Now, what their intentions are, that's you know, as humans, that's kind of foul and messed up, and wherever they may go. Bring it back to accountability. Be accountable to yourself, right? When you start talking about solutions, be accountable to yourself. Understand that you might actually be a contributing factor or the issue or the problem or whatever to whatever it is that you're inviting into your life. Right? Like you said earlier, like, man, what's wrong with me, or what have I gone through that I keep going to the same type of people or the same whatever? And we said it before, that until you learn to conquer an obstacle, that obstacle will keep representing itself into your life, right? So I'll keep going. So let me cut myself short right here. But I mean, like
halftime.
Right, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Bola.
Okay, go ahead, Michael.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Go ahead.
What I have to say about the solution, when we stop this thing about looking for my better half, you are supposed to come into a relationship whole.
Right.
Most of us say, this is my other half. This is my better half. You are not a half. You were never made to be half of something, but whole. When we are whole, when we look for partners, we look for somebody who complements ourselves. Not somebody we have to lift up, or somebody who has to lift us up, because we're already whole.
Right.
That way people don't have to talk down to you or try to pull you up, because then you become a baggage, excess baggage.
Right.
In many relationships we have today, it's all about baggage. Right. And we carry it, and we look for it, and then we complain about it. But you're not whole, because I know I have a lot of female friends who want their sons to be with a woman who's got her stuff together, but that man, I wouldn't introduce him to my dog.
Hey.
I'm like, why would a friend of mine want your son or your brother? Then they get offended.
Right.
It's not their job to raise.
Right. They don't have it together.
Yeah, it's nobody's job to raise you. And another thing is beauty. Every body has their definition of what beauty is on the outside, what looks beautiful on the outside. But beauty comes from within. Right. Because like you said, Tanya, someone cannot look that great, but their personality makes them shine. Yes. If you shine from the inside, it doesn't really matter what you look like on the outside.
But people are still learning. People are still trying to learn how to shine from within. You know what I mean? People are still trying to learn that. People are still trying to learn that. And until their hierarchy of needs are met, they will, you know, that's why most people don't get there until they're later on in life, because they don't experience, and they don't say, you know what? To hell with trying to impress people.
Mhm. And
I'm
you
sure
know,
I'm 5'6", I'm fat, I'm chubby, and I'm bald head. God damn it, you know what? They gonna have to love me for me, because I ain't going to the gym no more. I'm tired of going to the gym, right? Or whatever, right? So you have to, as you learn and as you grow and as you get educated and as you just basically become real with yourself, and that can happen at any stage in your life based off of where your mindset is, right?
well, you said the two things, Michael. It's mindset,
right,
and where you are in life.
Right.
If you don't love yourself, why should anybody else love you?
Exactly.
Learn to love yourself before you.
And you know what? I was thinking too, it goes back to the question that you say, Michael, we're starting all this off when you said that women say to you that there's no good men. To me, you have to turn that question back on them and say, what are you looking for? Do you know what you're looking for? What is it that is good that you're speaking of? What does good mean? And are you good? What have you been through? Why aren't you letting go of what you've been through? Because it sounds to me like they're not letting go of their past.
Yeah. Ooh, look at you. I see you trying to close up the show. I see.
I know. I'm still in here. We go as long as y'all want to go.
Oh, okay. I see. I'm going to say, look at it. You mean because
And that's a wrap. Thank you.
like, what are you looking at? Right? Like,
stay tuned for next week.
Well, you know what? I was just thinking. I said we got a little time before we go, because I had said that we go 2 hours and everything, and I said I still had some more questions from the time on the rapid fire, and I was going to pull those out too in a minute.
Pull them out there. Let's get it.
Yeah, but you all talk amongst yourselves. I'll find them for me for y'all real quick. But I thought about that. I said, we didn't finish beforehand because we had like 16 questions, and I had to get away from all that because you all were talking. We had a lot of talkers in the living room that day. And so we had to kind of had to get away for a moment, but, go ahead and continue talking, and I'll go ahead and find them over here.
Go ahead, Michael.
Well, yeah, look, Michael got something to say. We know he got something to say. No, I'm just going to ask the question to the group. I mean, when people, as far as, because we're talking about men who saying, women, this, and women who are saying men this. What is your definition, and this is for the group, what is your definition of a good man or a good woman?
Well, you know what? Before y'all go there, I got a good question that is going to set it off.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Okay.
Put down the dynamite then.
All right. Okay. This one is another scenario. Again, you and your partner sit down to have a serious conversation about where the relationship is going, and you realize that they never want to get married. Did we talk about this one? Would you in this relationship?
We didn't.
What do you think? What do you think? They never want to get married. Are you wasting your time?
I just forced that shit for 3 years. I'm gonna let you know from personal experience, you are wasting your time.
Okay.
Wasting your time.
Okay.
Can't force nobody to be ready to get married.
I think so too.
If they're not there with you, and they down here,
they always gonna be against you.
Almost there.
All right.
Number one, marriage, right? Marriage. Look, I've been there, done that 2 times, came back, right?
Never again.
I mean, I ain't gonna tell that lie. But the thing is, why do people feel marriage ain't nothing but a ceremony? It's an certificate. Yep. It's a certificate, right?
Right.
It's no matter of fact, I'm sorry, it's a license. That's the one license that don't expire until you go and choose to expire it. Every other license has an expiration date.
Yeah, it's just registration with the government.
You know what I'm saying? So why do people feel like they need to get married? Because society said that you
Yeah, it's
should.
ingrained. It's
Hey, y'all
ingrained.
know how I feel about this, but y'all
Right.
y'all already know.
So this is one of the things. This is one of the things that I feel about society and people. The reason we have the complications that we have is because everybody lives off of shoulds. Somewhere in time, somebody said that we should do this, and then it became golden, and then that's what we live off of. We live off of shoulds. So the reason you disagree with somebody is because you feel like they should or they shouldn't do that. So marriage. Why do we feel like we should be married? Marriage ain't nothing but a symbology. So are we saying that
married? We should get married.
Huh?
I said, because the Smiths are married, we should get married.
Right, but why does I mean unless you hold that near and dear and that's of something of value to you,
right,
then why are we taking a symbology and making it more so than what it is? Right, we're giving symbology more praise than we are giving each other one another.
I think it's more about, for some people, it's tradition, right?
Right.
So they think that, they have this whole model of what life is supposed to be like, and on this timeline, you're supposed to find somebody, you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to buy a house, you're supposed to have kids, you're supposed to have a dog, you have all these societal constructs that are pushed out onto people, and it's not like that for everybody. You don't have to take that same
It's not for it, right?
Yeah, you don't have to take that same path that somebody else did that might have worked for them. Maybe you shacking up and y'all get a dog. Y'all happy, Elaborate that construct into something that you guys already given that given that commitment to. I mean, I know it's just a piece of paper, but for some people, it's more than just a piece of paper.
Some people, it's security.
Yeah.
Like for women, it's security. It's like, I need that title so people know my place. And so people don't question our relationship. I'm so serious. That's how some women think.
Right. Yeah. I'm sorry. When Jason started talking about the dog, my dog came from under, right? And he likes to, when he wants to go under, he looks at me like, you see me struggling get under this cover, right? And so I haven't reached over there yet to get it for him,
And
but he is looking at
it across the floor.
He's like, you see, I'm trying to do this right. And so I'm trying to stay in the show, Papa. I don't know what he's doing over there now, but
like on a woman's point, like some of that is like a title for us, you know what I mean? So it's more like, this is just like a security of where my place is within your life and within your family. Like that's where it is and I don't know if like maybe that's not so much for Northern women, but I know for like Southern women, it's a sense of security.
Well, that too. But
Bola, you have your say.
I'm old school. I guess I got it from going to church, believing what they say that comes out the Bible, and they're saying you're supposed to get married first, and then get married, and then have your babies, have sex, and all that. The sex part is not supposed to come first. Marriage is supposed to come first. But the society out here, who does that? And I mean,
I'm trying so hard not to get a YouTube strike. Because I was about to say something, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I was about to say something. Yeah, continue on.
Veronica, you done? You done? Were you still talking?
No, go ahead. I mean, why was this? I mean, that's what I got. I'm just saying that's why I got my issue.
And Bola, you gonna say what
about
you have to
getting
say
married?
See, with me, it depends on, when you ask about wasting time, it depends on the individual. The two people there, do they both want marriage, or does one want marriage? Now, if one wants marriage and the other is not, doesn't want it, why are you even with that person? There's nothing wrong in expectations, but your expectations match up with what your partner is. If it doesn't, why are you together? Because eventually you're gonna have to break up.
Right.
So let me ask this question.
Okay.
What if somebody, because this presents a problem in a lot of relationships. What if somebody has been married before and gets with somebody who has never been married before? Right? Yeah, and when I say that because a person who has been married and knows the financial hardships that come with that, and then they're getting remarried, it's like, been there, done that, and then the response is, oh, you done had your little marriage with the other bitch, you know what I mean? And I'm finna get cheated out of my marriage and my wedding and this, that, and the other. So at this point, you're going to.
That should be a conversation within the first 3 weeks.
Thank you. That, to me, my thought to me, you ought to be there. If you know you've been down, not you yourself, if that person knows they've already been down that road, they don't want to go down that road, why are you involving somebody with you, that wants to get married and you have no intention?
It's not about the intention. It's the fact that your excitement level ain't what somebody think.
But being selfish.
But excitement is intention. You don't get excited just because. Just like you don't get to, a man does not get his stuff out for every woman.
Well, let me throw my.
What if it's this way? The man has been married maybe twice. Then he gets in a relationship with a woman that have never been married. Then when he gets to her, she wants to get married, but then she looks at him and say, "You done been married twice. Well, I don't think I want to get married, But he's like, "Yeah, I want to get married. I want to marry you."
Again, why are you even with that person? If you know this person wants to get married or somewhere down the line and you don't, why are you with that person? You don't want the same things in life.
Let me talk about this marriage thing.
You call it marriage, partnership, whatever. Is a very important. This is our basic need.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this piece of
That's
paper.
A symbology.
Marriage,
a symbology becomes a need. A symbology becomes a need in life.
Okay, why people get married? People get married because they feel that person is theirs.
They get married because they've been told that they should get married.
That's some of it, yeah.
That's concept. That's some of it, but still.
Let's talk about this tradition. There's lies. The traditions are full of a lot of lies. And remember, I said this on former show. They did a lot of this to make money. They wanted to control you.
Maybe.
But let me get to the history.
But let me say this. Okay. Marriage starts before you say I do.
Oh, I get that. I'm talking about something totally before we get to that whole relationship. I'm just saying in general, when it comes to marriage, it was something that was taken control of many years ago so that they can get you on paper. They can make money from it. They can always control you with that whole construct. And like I said before, this is a 3D construct. When we move to other dimensions, and I'm sorry for those of you who do not know, this planet is ascending. And we are going to 4D and 5D. It's all happening right before your eyes right now. So if you got these 3D things in your head and you got to stay in these ways that were dictated to you for many years, even from the Bible, you're going to be lost in just a few minutes because the world is going to change right around you. You got to change with it. So that's something that we did and we continue to do, is go along these rules that you have to be married and you have to have marriage first before you have these kids. All these things were dictated to us as beings, and we followed the rules for many years. We followed, governments, all kinds of things for years, but we're going to see a big change in just a few moments.
Tanya,
what are you going to do when that happens?
Tanya.
Yes, ma'am.
Like you said, you were talking about the 4D and all of that. Not everybody's going to buy into that.
They're going to have to.
No. That's according to you.
It's not according to me. That ain't my rule.
No, that's according to people in your circle. That's according to their circle.
But let me say this, Bola. Yeah, I get what you're saying, and that does make sense. But what I'm saying is this: we have a lot of people who have not raised their consciousness, who don't understand the Great Awakening. They're stuck. And you know what? A lot of us have to move on. We have to talk to them. We have to teach them as much as we can in this whole thing so they can raise their consciousness and raise their vibration. Some of them will never raise it, and they will still be stuck in 3D. I got you there, definitely. But for those who are willing to grow and to move to another conscious level, yes, we do need to talk about these things so that they can understand it.
Talk about it. I'm not saying you don't talk about it, but your ideology, somebody else's ideology, my ideology may be different. We have to learn to respect everybody.
No, I don't.
What they think.
I'm sorry, I don't.
I just don't. But listen, Tanya.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
No, you have to get a lot.
I did not say no more.
I did not say you have to like them. You have to respect what they believe.
I'm telling you, I'm there in my life right this moment. There's a lot of people whose ideologies are holding us back, our consciousness back, and they're so stuck. They some of us call them the sheeple, some of us call different things. I am okay. You stay in that ideology over here. You don't want to raise your consciousness, but I ain't gotta respect that. I ain't gotta be nice to your ass. I'm just like, you stay there.
But Tanya, what if somebody said that about what you believe?
Then they just say it about me, talk about me. Then like my grandmama always said, when you talk about me, you think about me, baby.
But do you really and truly, you like what they say when they say you're crazy?
I don't mind. Be crazy and hit that subscriber button, that like button.
I know, that's right.
I'm just saying, though,
But you know what? There, like this whole thing, there's some truth, there's reality, and there's all of that. Everybody has different opinions, different perspectives, different upbringing, different background.
But I don't have to respect it.
The one thing, the one commonality, at least in this show, is the respect factor, right? So, but the thing is,
have to respect the ways of the creature.
You don't have to respect it, but you don't have to respect it. Watch this. We don't have to respect them, but we're gonna take it back to how we led the show off in the beginning. Okay. A lot of people didn't agree with that gentleman that spoke to that lady that way.
He was crazy,
right? But it's right. But
right.
You don't have to respect it.
You see what I'm saying? You see? But there were probably people didn't agree with what he was saying, but whatever he did, right? And that's kind of, and it's funny because
Tanya looks like I see y'all.
No, because Tanya felt a certain way about the young man and what he was doing, and he probably had that same thing. But now, right now, because of what she's she's talking about, she's like, yeah, they ain't got, I don't care. So there you go. It come back full circle. So now,
but there's a difference though. What he was talking about had no real knowledge base behind it at all. I am talking about something that is a real part of our world moving. I'm not talking about stuff that's coming from my brain only. This is a part of a full alliance of individuals moving forward now, trying to move our planet into a different place. And it just so happens that I subscribe to the ideology that it is time to move forward. And I'm not the only one that's ever going to tell you these things. I'm just the person in the house that's going to say it. You're going to have a lot of people saying this stuff.
Let me ask you, said the information. Not everybody has that information. Not everybody wants that information.
Some people are going to put their head in the sand. You're absolutely right. But what I'm saying is we have a planet that's going to move on regardless. That's the difference between what we're talking about and what old boy was talking about. When this planet starts to move on.
He has his own opinion.
I'm saying his was just an opinion, but I'm talking about something that is going to happen where this planet does move on. That's going to happen. The planet is going to move forward.
You say his opinion. He thinks he's doing service to Black women. He thinks he's a service to Black women.
We know that ain't happening.
That's what we think.
We know it
and
ain't
the whole
happening.
circle back.
And y'all don't need to be comparing me to that Buster
No,
because
no.
I'm spitting some real knowledge for you. That Buster just trying to get his rocks
These are real
off
hardcore facts.
because somebody irritated him. Don't let me stop because I ain't gonna get no strike today.
Don't get
Somebody
no strike.
irritated him. I'm gonna leave it
Yeah,
right
don't
there.
strike out. Don't strike
And that's the
out.
other thing I was going to say. When I was talking to him, when I first said a little while ago that I'm holding on, trying not to get a strike, when I was saying about the people, when Veronica was mentioning people who say you have to have this and have this and have this, the thing that angers me so much about that is that people who made up these rules were already bucking the rules behind the scenes.
Man,
they were
hold
telling
on.
you that you had to have a marriage and a marriage license, have a child beforehand, but I'm just saying in general, these people were telling you this, but behind the scenes, they were doing what they wanted to do. They were the ones behind the scenes that were trafficking the children, that were raping and torturing the children. Let's go now. I can talk about that, but you know what I'm saying.
So when we look at life, we sit there and we study, and for experiments, we use animals. When we look at life and where we come from, we look at animals. So if you look into the animal world, you show me where an animal got married. You show me.
But there are animals that mate for life.
Yeah.
Penguins,
some.
but the thing is,
they have one mate.
Yeah, penguins do that. But you're right.
Again, it depends
Animals didn't have to have
on what you take as for your religion, because certain religions you can have 3-4 wives, you know.
Right. Religion.
Those are illegal in most states.
Three-dimensional
that's illegal in the United States because of the United States laws.
Now watch this. Religion.
Also a three-dimensional construct.
Right. Religion is something that's man-made. Religion is something that somebody said that should be. Right? Should.
Yes.
Understand this. Should. People, animals, humans, whatever the hell you want to call us, mammals.
Be saved, you have to be married.
Right.
Okay.
Religion was used to divide the world.
Okay,
right.
listen, Tanya. Tanya, why are you talking about marriage, okay? So why do you have a problem? Why do we have a problem with men on the down low? They're doing what they want to do, and they're just not telling the women.
Because they're not being honest. And then remember I said to you, I actually have absolutely no problem with homosexuality. I have no problem at all. Lots of gay friends, love gay people, but I'm saying be your true self. And if you're being your true self, you're telling the next person who your true self is before you engage.
Because society told you that being one way or being the other is not acceptable.
Because they're engaging these women. You got me? They're engaging these women, pretending that, oh, baby, I'm gonna be your man. And at the same time, they're telling, oh boy, baby, I'm your man too. Come on, be yourself. If you are bi, that's cool, but tell both partners that you are. Just be honest.
But I'm going back to the marriage thing. I have no problem with following the marriage rule. That is not a problem. That is something I desire.
Right.
For another person to say, well, they did it for this. Okay, I don't see
they did it. We did a lot of things for a lot of reasons, and we still follow it.
Jason, throw some spears out there, man. Throw some spears, Jason. Come on now.
I've always signed up to the idea that, like, so I have friends who like are a part of polygamy and stuff like that, or polyamorous relationships and stuff like that. I don't sign up for it. I prefer monogamy, but monogamy. But like,
where your mind at,
but my whole thought process is like, I think there's different like race is a construct, but ethnicity is real. So if ethnicity is real, then could there be different strands of species of human? Just like, in nature, there are, species that have more than one mate, and there are species that only have one mate. I've always signed up to the idea that there are different species of human, where my species, I prefer to be monogamous. So that's just something that I prefer. But there could be other species that, given their ancestral makeup,
we have
polyamory is more natural for them to follow.
Well, I'll just say this and I'll leave it here. This is not a discussion for tonight, but we have a lot of non-humans that walk amongst us that look like us. So it depends on how you want to take that and how far you want to take that.
You getting deep tonight,
If
baby.
you don't think so, take your ass to Walmart and you'll
Yeah.
see them right there.
Hey, we getting deep tonight. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Hey,
I got one more question for y'all before we get out. There's one more question. And this was about one of the flirting questions that we didn't get to before. This was about someone who, like, you have a mate and you know that they keep texting with someone and they texting over and over, and you don't know whether they've met up with the person or not. What would you do if your mate was continuing to text someone, whether it was a new friend, an old friend, or what have you? How would you handle that?
Ooh, entertainment.
No,
Entertainment. So what you're saying, they're entertaining the issue.
Yeah.
That's not a healthy situation to be in, period. Like, if they allow you to be insecure and then play off that insecurity, then that's just not a healthy situation for you to be in, and you need to step away in the first place.
Trust issues.
Yeah, and I think it's about boundaries and respecting people's boundaries. If they don't have respect for your boundaries,
Right. I like that.
Well, so I will ask this. No, I was going to ask this question, right? Because we have I don't agree with society, right? Let me just tell you now. So because of these shoulds, we call them should patterns when we're teaching, right? Should patterns. So because of these shoulds, me personally, I'm gonna do me. And when I say I'm gonna do me as far as being a man to the woman that I'm being a man for.
Right.
If you think about this, this person had a life before you, and they had friends, associates, and everything else. If you're talking specifically about exes, then okay, that's probably a different conversation. But if you're talking about period, just talking to the opposite sex and entertaining this opposite sex of whatever, there are, whether we believe it or not, there are actually people of opposite sex who are friends and only friends, right? And so, and all they do is talk, and they've been there for each other. So if I come into a relationship and somebody's got a best friend or whatever, and that's all they've ever been, nothing, whatever, I wouldn't know. If they lied to me, if they was telling me the truth, I wouldn't know. But if that was the case, who am I to come in and say, hey, you can't talk to that person no more? When that person is their sanity.
Yeah, and that is a question there. If you are a male and female that are really good friends and one of you decides to get married, can you continue to talk? And I actually wonder about that. I think it goes according to whatever relationship it is. Like, it's not blanket. It definitely goes according to what the relationship is.
It's individual choice. Yeah, because things like that is, where do you place your marriage or whatever you call it? Where does it fit?
I can tell you right now. I can tell you right now. A good majority of the people don't agree with it. Like they're gonna be like, hell no, you ain't talking to nobody but me. I mean,
and people have that right, but that other person has to decide. Well, is my relationship with you more important than my relationship with my friend?
And that happened with me. That did happen.
Back up, yeah.
And I knew that we had to stop talking less and less.
I can agree. I can agree with people all night long, but I'm throwing spears tonight, and I'm the devil's advocate tonight. So let's get it.
I bet. What you drinking on? But what are you drinking tonight, Michael?
Oh, I ain't drunk.
No, what are you drinking tonight? What are you drinking?
Oh, pure white Hennessy.
Okay, you're doing Hennessy.
And he ain't drunk.
So Jason was doing what was he doing? Wine. Okay.
Yeah, they was drinking wine. Hell, I should have drank some wine. The wine to get you messed up.
Like, we don't need to be fancy. This man drinks Cokes every time he walk in this room. You just brought some tequila.
You know what? I really should have a little wine sometime myself. I didn't no, this tonight, but at some point, I'm going to indulge with y'all live here. I would do that, but you may not want it because I might come all the way live.
I mean, shit, you came live tonight, boo. I mean,
Yeah,
shit.
y'all ain't
Come
seen
on,
nothing. I'm
Keeping it
real
real though,
tame.
right?
Yeah, I am real tame from
So
where
what
I
I
want to
think-
go.
like,
Well, y'all, I
That
thank
is wine
y'all.
in your cup, champagne in your cup, Tanya.
What you said? What
Now
now?
you got
That
vodka in your
wasn't
cup.
champagne.
I know I'm straight water tonight. Straight
Oh.
water tonight.
You
Boring.
can tell us
Water.
whatever. We can't smell it.
right, that water. She say water.
But you know what? As we continue to go, my comfortability will continue on, and I will say a whole lot more because I ain't said nothing compared to where I'm gonna be going. So y'all might as well strap on tight because we going real live as time moves on. Okay.
And then those are those things where I'm done after this. But those are those things where everybody have their beliefs, questions, queries, and everything else about life. And can you have a decent conversation about those things where it's pretty much someone being inquisitive, like trying to be educated, asking questions, seeking answers, and can we have those conversations to receive that information? And even though they may challenge our core beliefs,
I think that
Can
we
we
can
have-
agree to disagree. I think we can do
Right,
it very well.
right,
You know,
right.
because I think tonight even there was times when I speak on my things, and like I said, I'm very tame right this moment. As time goes on, you'll see more. But as long as y'all can understand, agree to disagree, and then as time goes on, I'm going to bring some evidence to the table for you for some of my particular beliefs.
Oh shit! Now, if I see an alien come across this motherfucker, I don't know what I'm doing.
Michael, you said you don't.
look, hey Bola,
Hey.
Bola, y'all not listening? I said, go to Walmart.
I heard you.
You'll see everything there. this is funny, but I'm dead serious, and I'm gonna say this because there is a program where I'll talk to y'all behind the scenes in a few minutes because I don't know how much I can say on YouTube, but there is an alien program that I can tell y'all about when we get off the air.
That's coming. That's coming. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's already one. It's not a good one. I think it's more of on the nefarious side. And that's why I keep mentioning that name, but we'll talk about that off there. So everybody out there, thank you for watching. Thank you all as the living room panelists for being here and talking tonight. And, we had a lot of folks who didn't swing by the party, but we partied anyway. And as we said off air, we're going to have a pajama jammy jam coming soon in about 3 weeks, you all. We're going to have a pajama party on air. We're going to say about 3 or so weeks. We're going to keep talking about it as time goes on. Thank you for the idea, Veronica. And so we're going to do that and have some fun here on air with the pajama jammy jam. And so we're going to discuss some topics. We're going to bring some stuff up for you, and it might be stuff that gets all the way live. So we thank you all for watching and hanging with us here tonight. Of course, we're going to try to go live again with you next Friday night. We're going to try to make this a normal thing, being live in the living room and having a little bit of tea on the side. All right. So y'all say good night to everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Thank y'all for watching. I'm Tanya Dixon. We'll see you next time.